everybody, it's Ken from the Circle R Ranch coming to you not so live with Josh Fiedler from the Juliana Theory. Say something, Josh.
Hello.
See, it works.
I'm here.
We're doing the 12 questions right here in the Christmas season of 2021, and you are just coming off the road. Where you been? And what's the occasion?
We just was in Detroit yesterday. We were playing our the Juliana Theory. Our album Emotion is Dead turned 21 years old, so we were doing anniversary shows.
Wow. So you were probably going to do that for the 20th anniversary.
We were, yes.
Yes.
Until plague happened. Yes.
Right. Well, that segues into our first question then. Give us a brief history of your playing career, sir.
My whole playing career, or just Juliana?
No, your whole thing. What brought you to us?
I basically started as, growing up and watching Motley Crue and Bon Jovi, Van Halen, and wanted to do that. So, and I eventually got my first guitar when I was about 14 and started writing songs. I didn't take lessons, all self-taught, and then started, I was in a pop-punk band for a while, and then...
what was that?
Called Noisome.
Okay.
We kind of sounded like Green Day and the Ramones and Screeching Weasel.
And when would that have been?
That was 95 to 97.
Okay.
So right during my prime high school years.
Oh boy. Started early.
And then right after I graduated high school, I kind of got together. We had this very big music scene in Greensburg, Latrobe, Pennsylvania, where I'm from.
Okay.
And a bunch of us got from different bands kind of formed. We were like, hey, let's start a band, and hence became the Juliana Theory. We played our first show a couple months after, and then
21 years
from there. Yeah. Well, nice. That was for 20. We started in '97, so.
Okay. And so when was your first record then as Juliana Theory?
1999 was Understand This Is a Dream. Came out on Tooth and Nail Records, and then in 2000 came Emotion Is Dead. Okay. And then we released some albums after that. 2006 we broke up for a while. For a very long time, actually, I should say. And I did some other bands around Pittsburgh area and stuff. And then 2019, Brett and I, the singer from the Juliana Theory, we did an acoustic tour where we were playing some of our old songs, and things went so well that we were like, hey, let's do this, and a lot of fun things are on the horizon too.
So besides Bon Jovi and Motley Crue, what inspired you? Because it just seems like something else had to have inspired you to start playing guitar to begin with.
The Beatles.
Oh, the Beatles. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got some Beatles fans
here. And then, of course, Nirvana came, and Sonic Youth, and Green Day, and just kind of started going down that path.
I don't want to sidetrack us too much on here, but I mean, did Nirvana and Sonic Youth sort of give you the idea that maybe you could do it too?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, I had that experience in the 80s with a lot of the bands that I listened to too. I started realizing that it was because, I grew up playing along to Sabbath records and Zeppelin records, and I didn't have the Beatles experience that everybody else had. But I had similar experiences with classic rock and things that I liked. And there was so much virtuosity involved in a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Where it just seemed so unattainable as something that you could be a part of.
Right.
And then with me, it was, Black Flag and all the early SST bands and Meat Puppets and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that these guys aren't virtuosos, because many of them are some of the, Kirkwood's one of the greatest players in the world, in my opinion. But the music and the energy, it was more about the energy than it was about the virtuosity, and so it was something that I wanted to be a part of, and I think a lot of the people here at Reverend share that same story, like, wow, I really just want to be a part of this. So that's awesome.
Yeah, because it kind of came from that 80s stuff, the hair metal. I knew I couldn't do that. Well, maybe I could have. I was so young at the time, but then Nirvana came, and it was that energy.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as you get through the early to mid 90s, all that stuff, it was definitely seemed more attainable.
Yeah.
Because you could pick up a guitar and teach yourself power chords and write a song, or play along to It Smells Like Teen Spirit or whatever, or any Green Day song. And
sweet. What was the first electric guitar?
My first electric was it was called a Kappa. It was some weird 70s Japanese thing. It had one pickup.
Awesome.
It had a wooden bridge, like a wooden tailpiece, and it was just a piece of garbage.
Sounds sweet.
Yeah. And then I got an Epiphone Strat. That was my first like real guitar. That after I played that Kappa for about 8 months or so, I got an Epiphone Strat for my birthday.
Did it come with a little amp?
It did. Yep, a little crate amp. Yep.
Heck yeah. And
then I bought shortly after I got a little DOD distortion pedal.
All right, sidebar, what are your top 5 favorite records? Go. Don't think about it.
Okay. The Cure, Wish. Cardigans, Long Before Daylight.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Sonic Youth, Dirty. Oh, that's a tough question to do it right off the bat here.
I know. That's why we do it.
I'll put the Beatles. The Beatles kind of range from Rubber Soul to Revolver to White Album, kind of in there. And then, oh gosh, we'll throw Green Day Dookie because of the whole experience.
Yeah, okay, all right, fair enough.
But that list can change,
of course,
on any daily basis.
Yeah,
given.
Yeah. I like that the Cardigans are on there. They have a song I love called "Junk of the Hearts." You know that song?
Of course.
What a great song with
it
that
is.
steel part on it is so freaking cool.
Yep.
You know, super underrated band of that era.
They had, for sure. They had a run like after Loveful.
Yeah.
They put out Gran Turismo, Long
That's
Before
the record
Daylight,
I'm thinking of. The Gran Turismo
and
record,
Super Extra Gravity.
Okay.
Those 3 records, I'd put.
I need to check out the other 2.
I'd put that up as a top 3 like span against almost any band.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they haven't put out a record since.
That's weird.
But they're still a band. So.
Are they?
Yeah.
What a great voice that woman has.
It's
I don't
amazing.
remember her name, but it's
Nina.
amazing. Just
Nina Persson
drops right in with that, and the way those records were produced and stuff. That's interesting stuff. I always, if somebody like asks me my top 5, they're always surprised when I throw the B-52s in there. They're like, "What?" Because it just doesn't seem like it. And then I have to remind people, no, it's some of the greatest guitar playing
100%,
that ever happened in rock music.
Yeah.
You know. So at any rate, so what's the proudest moment of your playing career?
You know, putting out the various records that we did, you know, being just, you know, growing up as a kid and listening to stuff, I never thought I'd be able to put things out that people would actually take in and love as much as they do. And then, of course, like, you know, we put out our record, Emotion is Dead, which is one of our bigger records back then. And to play this album and those songs, like, so, you know, far into the future, and people are still singing along and coming out, that's
cool.
it.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. How did you hear about us?
So we recording our album Deadbeat Sweet Heartbeat in 2005 with the producer. His name was John Travis.
Okay.
He worked on one of the first Kid Rock records, and he had one of the first Phenolic bodies.
Yeah, the Phenolic.
And he brought it to the studio. He brought all this old vintage gear, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, that thing is really cool. And I played it on a couple of songs. It had this like really awesome sound.
Yeah.
And so I played that. Then, you know, years went by, or no, I'm sorry, not years. We played with a band called Love Drug from.
Oh, jeez, from Youngstown.
Yes, an amazing underrated band.
Michael Shepard.
Yep. He had some Reverends, and they were our support band for one of our tours, and he was playing them.
And
I was
didn't know any of that.
I love those guitars. I love his tone and everything. And then
you talk about underrated records. That Sucker Punch show.
Oh yeah.
I think that's one of the greatest records ever recorded.
It is. It's all their records are so good.
Yeah.
Wild Blood.
Neat. And that's cool.
Yeah. So in 2017, when we were getting back together to tour, I wanted something different than we were doing.
Nice.
You know, just I played Les Pauls almost the whole, you know, or Les Paul type guitars, and I wanted something out of the ordinary. And I was like, I'm going to look up Reverend again. And
you wanted to be able to get some of those sounds, but more.
Yes, and I saw this, and I fell in love with it.
And that segues into what are you currently using, and you're still using the King Bolt, which was this was the first one that you got from us. It is. And then you've got a follow-up King Bolt and the Reeves Gabrels and a few other things, right?
Yep, I have a Descent, which is amazing. One of my favorite guitars.
Awesome.
I'll play that next year a bunch.
This one is fun because we did this 3-tone burst flame maple top version of the King Bolt. I think for the first year we offered the model, And that was about it. And then we started playing around with different colors. We've left the flame maple on it, but I hadn't seen one of these in a while, and I'm totally serious when I said I remembered this one in particular because the top on this one is stunning.
It is gorgeous.
And I remember when you calling and talking to me about this guitar, and I was like, oh, I've got one. I've got like a beauty, you know what I mean? And this guitar might have been hanging in here for a little while just because the top is so sweet. And the tops on all of them look good, you know what I mean? But every once in a while you get that one that's really
my other one is like this. I've got the natural flame maple, and it's just like, it's extra flaming too. It's awesome.
So we've already gone into this, but I mean, what do you like about these guitars? What keeps you coming back to them and using them all the time?
This guitar feels the most comfortable of any guitar I've ever played. It just
ergonomically,
ergonomically, everything about it, and the neck is just perfect to me. Everything's in a perfect spot. You know, I like doing the without the wing, without the bar. I do that all the time live, even just real slight.
Yeah.
Cool. And then the pickups themselves, the Hyper Vintage, are just perfect. They're just so, because we do a lot of clean, a lot of really heavy distortion, and then obviously everything between. And these things are just so clear and punchy, and just everything I like about.
They are the perfect pickups for going back and forth between clean sounds and ultra heavy sounds because the blades hold the bottom end so tight, you know what I mean, that you can sound jangly,
right,
and then at the flick of a switch be, in full on.
And another thing too that I didn't realize how much I would love it at first, but the bass contour is, I use it nonstop.
So what amps are you currently using? We touched on this a little bit as you came in, but this is interesting. Fire away.
So we are not using amps. We are using a Line 6 Helix for all live purposes and recording too. So we used a Line 6 Helix and a Kemper on things that are being put out at some point.
And you're using all the effects that are in those processors.
And we're using other pedals too. I use like some Walrus stuff and like 1981 DRV. The drive pedal is great. But a lot of the stuff what I'm using is built into the Helix. So I'm, changing between like, it's obviously models, different amps. So I'm using AC30s, I'm using high watts, Marshalls, Friedmans, a little bit of everything in there.
Do you find, and this is just for my own personal, I'm just curious, do you find that that the processor responds well to the pedals that you put in front of it?
Yes.
So if you're using like your AC30 patch in the Helix and you have that overdrive pedal in front of it, does it feel to you like you put that overdrive pedal in the AC30?
It does.
That's rad, man.
It does.
That is really, really cool.
You got to dial it up just right. But once you get that right,
you got to dial in anything just right. I mean, you know.
As long as you know what you're doing with that, then it fits in a book bag and it saves my old ass back from carrying amps up and down steps.
Good for you. Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to see more and more of that with touring bands and Kempers and going direct and stuff. And I'm going to resist it for as long as I can. But eventually, I'm sure it's coming. I
mean, there's nothing better than a wall of amps behind you. It's just that's the greatest thing ever. But it's nicer in the back, nicer on the vehicles that you travel in, and all that, and save some time and effort. So.
I know a lot of bands that tour in cars as a result of this. So I mean, that is a cool way to go. Do you have any unusual hobbies or skills or anything outside of the band and the guitars that you would like to share with us?
Ooh, skills.
Go.
I am a dad, if that counts as a skill.
No, that does. I've
got 3 kids. They're amazing. And
how old are your kids now?
They are 7, 10, and 13.
Okay.
So I feel like that
You're getting into the formative...
yes.
The years that are going to define you as a man.
Yes.
Okay.
That's basically my world. So
yeah. Cool.
I do aerobic or acrobatics on stage sometimes with my guitars.
So then you must work out and keep yourself healthy.
Not at all.
No? All right. Even better. So more to aspire to. Do you have any advice for up-and-coming players?
Really just be creative as possible. Don't shoehorn yourself into anything, and just, you know, take these gorgeous little stringed instruments or whatever you play and experiment away and work your butt off and play as many shows as you possibly can.
Yeah, that's good advice. That doesn't seem to be as a lot of an issue with some of these younger crowd that is coming up right now. Or some of the most creative people I've ever seen getting into this business. It's amazing.
And I think the COVID kind of pushed that along too. Everybody was stuck at home for so long. Yeah. They're like, I want to start playing guitar or start playing piano, and every computer comes with even a free compute like a DAW system, and you just go for it.
I have a teenage son, and him and all of his friends are so into jazz right now. It's crazy, like stuff that I've heard of, but never like deep dived into. And you know, he's always talking to me about all kinds of crazy stuff, and it's amazing.
That's awesome.
It is. It's super cool. Last but not least, what's coming up for you?
So, a lot of fun things are happening in 2022. Okay. So, more shows, more new music.
Awesome.
And I'm not.
So the band is staying. I mean, this was
very much so.
So this is a lot more than just celebrating the 20th anniversary of your big record. This is, you guys have stuff happening, and there's more coming.
Yep, we put out a new song a year ago called "Can't Go Home." It's obviously streaming everywhere. And then we put another song out on New Year's Day called "Better Now," which is on a Reimagine album. We kind of did a bunch of older songs.
What's with your band pack?
That was kind of the band pack. Is we just put out an EP called "Buying Up All Your Gray." That's my other side band with members of Zayo and Punchline, and some other really good friends of mine. And we put out an EP this past summer with a video, and we have a lot more music too. To be recorded. And
check that out. We went this whole time without even talking about that.
I know.
Have that EP. It crushes.
I know. Thank you.
You're going to do more with that too?
Yes, 100%. That's my my big rock stuff. You know, I get to be nice and loud with that and noisy and
awesome.
Yeah.
Too cool. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Josh Fiedler from Juliana Theory.